Stand by, ma'am.
Hello Imbibers, a very good evening to all of you. Once again, we are here children with the another topic from your chapter crop production and management, which is the what is harvesting process. Yes, we have completed so many topics related to this chapter. This is the second last topic of this chapter, which is the harvesting process. So children, we're going to have this detailed discussion about it. Before that, let me introduce you to myself. I am Anam Khan. I'll be your biology expert for this session, and we're going to discuss all the amazing and interesting topics related to biology, just like we have been discussing. So children, first of all, a very happy Diwali to all of you. Yes, may your life will be full, a lot of love and light. Yes, I hope you get succeeded. So children, this is an amazing platform. You can explore our Embibe app. You can register for the upcoming classes. You can explore the pre and the post class activity before coming to this class and after the session gets over. So let's start. What we have today is this is a harvesting process. So children, the topic, the particular chapter which we are discussing today is the crop production and management, and we have already completed these particular topics from this chapter. We are on the harvesting process. We're going to discuss about the harvesting process. Let's discuss about it in detail. First is the topic, which is the harvesting, and the concepts in today's session would be covered related to the crop harvesting, threshing, combine harvesting, winnowing, separation of grain and chaff, and harvesting festival. We're going to discuss about all these things in today's session. Yes. So without wasting any time children, let's see what we have to basically. What we discussed in the previous session was about the weeding. Yes, we have discussed about the unwanted plants which basically obtain the nutrition of the soil, which makes it deficient for the crop growing. And this is about the weed. We have discussed how we can remove the weed chemically, manually. Everything has been discussed in the previous session. So if you have missed this session, it's already on your dashboard. You can just go and watch this again and again. And if you really have any doubt, any particular thing which was not clear to you, you can just come back and ask questions. I will be here too, happy to solve your doubts. Yes, so let's start our today's session. What is the harvesting? So children, Baisakhi and Thanksgiving are harvest festival. Yes, what is harvesting festival? Happy Baisakhi. We generally used to celebrate Baisakhi because it is a harvesting festival. So children, harvest are the reason to celebrate all around the world, because a good harvest is going to make everyone happy, especially the farmers happy. A good production of food is going to make the population happy. So of course it's a whole huge festival to celebrate, and especially the Baisakhi. It is a festival, it's a whole occasion to celebrate all around the world. But what is harvest? In detail we're going to discuss about the harvest only. So children, harvesting is the process, if you see, yes, if the harvesting is the process of chopping and gathering food crops once they are reaching maturity. Very simple. सारा का सारा काम जो किया भाई, सीड्स लगाई, पौधों को पानी दिया, न्यूट्रिएंट्स दिए, अब फाइनली जब पूरा का पूरा प्लांट मैच्योर हो गया है, क्रॉप्स मैच्योर हो गए हैं, नाउ इट्स बेसिकली टाइम टू ऑब्टेन बेनिफिट्स फ्रॉम इट. नाइट इट्स टाइम टू ऑब्टेन बेनिफिट्स and to serve the whole population food. So yes, what is the harvesting? Harvesting is the process of chopping the mature crops. Yes, so that it can be supplied, it can be moved for the selling, and the farmers could obtain whatever benefits they want, and the people can get food. Yes, let's see that. I'm going to just click on this and going to basically water the plants. As you can see children, continuous watering to the plants. Yes, and we're going to harvest this plant. Click on the watering, then can grow the crops. Yes, this is how the crops are basically growing. They will become mature, and that become as much as mature so that we can basically cut them and obtain benefits from it. Yes, this is what is basically being done in the, okay. Next we have, so click on the button to add fertilizer. Let's add fertilizer. Water we have given, let's add fertilizer. While we add fertilizer to the crops, it's going to go grow and mature more. Yes, adding fertilizers, this is something which we have already discussed. Adding fertilizer, manures, of course fertilizers are generally chemical, but when we add manure, manure is absolutely nature. Yes, Now finally, we have given water to the plant, we have given fertilizers to the plant, we have given the manure to the plant. Let's harvest the crop. Yes, shall I click on this button? Let's harvest the crop. Yes. So children, harvesting, can you see this? Yes. This is how a particular farmer, if they have this particular machinery, they're going to basically remove the crops and they have matured and obtained the particular crop. Yes, process it and basically use it for the food. The harvest is the completed and the farmer is happy and can celebrate his hard work, because it requires lots of hard work, it requires lots of attention, it's required a lot of nutrients and patience for particular farmer to have a very good harvest. So children, the farmer does the harvesting process so that he can obtain food and be happy to see his hard work paying so much. Everybody loves when the hard work pays out. Yes. So children, harvest is completed when the farmers is happy and celebrate his hard work. So what is harvesting is done? Hoti kaise harvesting? How the harvesting is done? A very simple process. When basically the whole particular crop is matured, by pulling off the crops and cutting them by manually or mechanical method, that is how the harvesting is done. We basically, what we do, we basically remove it by the hand, we remove it by the tractor, we remove it mechanically, and we remove those crops and process it, because sometimes you obtain seed, some part root is edible, some particular stems are edible, some seeds are edible. Different crops will have different parts which are edible, which is needed to be processed later. But first of all, farmer will remove manually, mechanically all the particular crops from the field and will take it to the processing part. So certain, the very first thing a farmer would do when basically harvesting is done, he will basically remove the crops by pulling them and by using mechanical method. So what are the mechanical method used by the farmers for the process? Can you see this? What is this? This is a harvester. You must have seen, I know this something which is a very advanced machinery which is not available with every farmer, because farmers are not that rich. So this is a machinery I might have seen in the more advanced places, advanced regions, but generally we use this, which is a sickle. Yes, this is a manual method through which these two machineries we basically do the harvesting process. What is a mechanical method? Mechanical method like harvesters are used. It reduces the time and labor. You can understand, children, of a particular woman who is being harvesting through the hand. It's difficult and it's very time taken, but sometimes we use such machines for the harvesting, which is basically saving the time and of course the labor. But only the people, only the particular places which can afford this machinery can do this, but generally our farmers uses such sickle only to do the harvesting process. Manual method can use tools like sickle to cut off the crops from the bottom, and each crop is cut manually. Do you imagine how painful it is, how much time it will consume? But yes, of course, it has to be done timely. So through sickle, we generally use to remove the crops from the root. So this is a mechanical method. Next, we have a question for you. The machine shower air, what is it called? Can you see this? Such kind of a machines, what do we call them? Yes, what do we call such machines? What do we call such machines? Yes, this is a very common machine. This is the harvester. Yes, we know that this is a harvester. Yes, next we have what? The another method. A farmer needs to do more work before he can sell his grains. This is what I was talking about. सिर्फ हार्वेस्टिंग काफ़ी नहीं है, सारा का सारा क्रॉप्स उठा के उसे और प्रोसेसिंग करनी पड़ती है ताकि वो इस तरह हो जाए कि भाई हम उसे जाके मार्केट में सेल कर सकते हैं. तो farmers has to do much more work than other than the harvesting. After the harvesting is done, there are such more things to be done to make the food, to make the crop ready to be sold out. Yes, he can sell his grain. So what are such works? We are going to discuss about it. Yes, in the past the chaff was separated from the grain by using wooden stick or flail. Can you see this, children? This is how basically farmer used to beat the particular crop so that the seed could be separated, chaff from the grains. Chaff, you know, if you ever seen a wheat, you know there's certain kind of a covering over it. Yes, so farmers generally use such kind of a methods. The crops were beaten to separate the chaff from the grain, to basically separate, क्या बोलते हैं उसे हिंदी में, छिक्कल, उसका कवरिंग उतारने के लिए we use such methods so that we can separate the grains and the chaff. But we also use certain other methods to basically separate it. Next we use threshing. Yes, as you can see children, we can use threshing. What is a threshing method? As we talk about the threshing method, separation of chaff from the grains, in the manual method a stick or a flail was used to beat the crops. Manual method are time consuming and exhausting. If you can see this, this is how the process of threshing is basically taking place, and we basically beat the particular continuously, we are snatching, we are threshing the whole crop so that the shafts can be removed. And children, it is a very time consuming process, it is a very hectic process, but when it is done manually, threshing is wholly separation of the shafts from the grain. It is done manually by beating, but it is very time consuming and exhausting. Of course, as you can see that everybody is basically doing the whole threshing. So yes, this is of course very, I would say, exhausting, time consuming, but it has to be done because we have to obtain, because they have to obtain grains from the shafts. Yes. Next we have what? Next we have thresher machine. Yes, certain particular people who can afford such machines have a thresher machines, and they can basically separate the chaff. They can easily remove the chaff and they basically can obtain grains. So children, thresher is also a machine used for the threshing, as you can see also. Yes, this is the machine which continuously what it is doing, it is removing the shafts from the seeds, and this is how it is basically taking place. बहुत easily ये shaft को अलग कर देगा और grains को easily अलग कर देगा without being time consuming and labor consuming. But such machines are little expensive and not everybody could afford it. So basically farmers go through the whole, it's a very time taking process. So we can also use threshers, they can also use threshers. Yes. Next we have what? We have a combining. Next we have a combine, a machine that can do harvesting and threshing at the same time. भाई of course ऐसी भी मशीन आती है जो हार्वेस्ट भी करती है, लगातार हार्वेस्टिंग भी चल रही है, लगातार शैफ्ट्स भी रिमूव हो रहे हैं और ग्रेन्स भी अलग इकट्ठा हो रहा है. तो दिस इज कॉल्ड अ कंबाइन मशीन. कंबाइन मशीन मीन्स जो साथ में थ्रेशिंग भी कर सके और जो साथ में शैफ्ट्स को भी रिमूव कर सके. और भाई ये तो बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम और एनर्जी सेव करती है. थ्रेशिंग मशीन सेव्स अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम, लॉट्स ऑफ एनर्जी. यस, अ मशीन दैट कैन डू harvesting and threshing at the same time. It saves a lots of time and energy. Clear? This is what the combined effect of threshing is basically taking place. Yes. So हमने देखा हार्वेस्टिंग जो कि बहुत बड़ा फेस्टिवल है. उसमें क्या करते हैं, उसमें हम जो क्रॉप अपना मैच्योर हो चुका है, जितना हार्डवर्क किसी भी पर्टिकुलर फार्मर ने किया है टू बेसिकली गेट द होल क्रॉप, वो करते हैं. पर उसके लिए क्या क्या ज़रूरी है, सिर्फ हार्वेस्टिंग नहीं, उसके बाद थ्रेशिंग भी होती है. जब उसे एक बार इकट्ठा कर लिया एक जगह तो उसके शैफ्ट्स रिमूव करेंगे ताकि ग्रेन्स ले सकें. और ऐसी मशीन्स भी आती हैं, मैनुअली भी होता है, बहुत टाइम कंज्यूमिंग है, लेबर कंज्यूमिंग है. पर हम मशीन से भी कर सकते हैं, वो कम टाइम कंज्यूमिंग होगा और थोड़ा लेबर फ्री होगा. यस, एग्जॉस्टिंग नहीं होगा. एंड देयर आर सर्टेन मशीन्स विच आर बेसिकली डूइंग बोथ हार्वेस्टिंग ऑल्सो एंड थ्रेशिंग ऑल्सो. यस, ओके, लेट्स मूव फॉरवर्ड. नेक्स्ट वी हैव व्हाट? Select the images that shows threshing. Yes, which particular image is basically shown in threshing? Yes, इसमें से क्या लग रहा है कि threshing करता है? Image that shows threshing. Yes, click on the image which shows threshing. Yes, the correct answer is, this is the correct, with this called threshing. Next we have what? Then we have another question, drag and drop the machine name which do the harvesting. Yes, हार्वेस्टिंग एंड थ्रेशिंग टुगेदर, व्हाट डू वी कॉल देम? जो हार्वेस्टिंग और थ्रेशिंग दोनों एक साथ कर ले उस मशीन को क्या बोलते हैं? व्हाट डू वी कॉल दैट मशीन? व्हाट डू वी कॉल सच मशीन विच कैन डू बोथ हार्वेस्टिंग एंड थ्रेशिंग? Correct answer is combine. That machine is called combine, which can do threshing as well as the harvesting. Next, what we have, after loosening of the shaft, it is separated from the grain with the help of a wind. भाई क्योंकि shafts जो हैं वो थोड़े से हल्के होते हैं तो क्या करेंगे हम? Easy method, हम उन्हें basically इस तरह से यूज़ करेंगे ताकि shafts जो हैं वो हवा में उड़ जाएं. So after loosening or after removing the shafts, after basically making it little loose, we're going to basically just do that and basically remove it from the grain so that grains can be easily separated. This is being done. Yes. ये तो easily machine से हो रहा है पर हाथ से भी करते हैं. So children, what do we call it? That particular is called winnowing. Yes, जब हम shafts को अलग कर देंगे और grains को obtain कर लेंगे वो process को क्या कहते हैं? उनको हम कहते हैं winnowing. The process of separation of the heavier and lighter components of a mixture by blowing or air. Can you see that? Grains गिर रहे हैं और basically क्या आ रहा है? Yes, grains उधर इकट्ठा हो रहा है. Yes, in the direction of air and सारे के सारे जितने भी shafts हैं husk है वो basically इधर इकट्ठा हो रहा है. So this is what how the this is the direction of air. This is a soup and these are grains are getting aggregated and this is how the husk is basically being removed. So this is what is the process which you called as winnowing. This is the winnowing process. Everybody knows about it. Yes. This is the correct answer. Next we have what? Next we have another question. Which of the following is used for driving force of the process of winnowing? What is the driving force of the winnowing? Yes. What according to you is a driving force for winnowing? What according to you is a driving force for winnowing? Yes, the correct answer is we need wind for the winnowing process. Yes, this is correct. We need wind for the winnowing process. Next we have what? Next we have why wind energy is used to separate the shaft from the grains. This is something which we have discussed, that we need the wind energy to separate the shaft from its grains. Yes, very common. Separation of the grains and the shaft. Shaft is a lighter while the grains are heavier, because the shaft is lighter and the grains are heavier. Method that help to separate lighter and heavier particles are used by farmers to separate the shafts from the grains. Yes, so basically how do we separate? The methods to separate, this is how we can separate it. Can you see this? This is how the process of separation of the shafts and the grain takes place. Yes. This is how it is being done. Can you see? because of being heavier and lighter, because of that heavier and lighter thing, we can easily remove the shafts and we can easily obtain the grains. Next we have what? So children, as you can see, this is a threshing, this is winnowing, and this is hand picking. So these are the method we basically using to basically process the grains. Harvesting सिर्फ काफ़ी नहीं है, सारे process उसके आगे के भी हैं. First of all threshing, कि सारे के सारे shafts जो है वो अलग हो जाएं. फिर winnowing, कि भाई उसको सारे को सारे अलग कर दें. And finally hand picking, picking up the whole nice good grains. So these are the particular process which is being done after the harvesting. Next, identify the process. Yes, identify the process given. What are these process called? Yes, what are these process called? So the correct answer is this. This is threshing, this is winnowing, and this is hand picking. These are the correct answers. So next is what, children? Next we have almost 80% of the Indian population is dependent on the agriculture. This is something we already know. Everybody is dependent on the agriculture. Next we have, so now talking about the harvest festival. So sab jagah harvest is celebrated, act as of a gratefulness for a healthy crops and in the anticipation of good harvest. Yes, एक बार की हार्वेस्ट काफ़ी नहीं है और बहुत अच्छी हार्वेस्ट होती है, बहुत अच्छा क्रॉप मैच्योर होता है इन दी एंटिसिपेशन कि अगले साल भी उतना ही अच्छा क्रॉप हार्वेस्ट हो, उतना अच्छा क्रॉप उगे. इस वजह से हार्वेस्टिंग सेलिब्रेट किया जाता है चिल्ड्रन. सो दिवाली, बिहू, बैसाखी, पोंगल, होली, दीज आर द सम famous Indian harvest festival. Diwali, Bihu, Holi, Pongal, Baisakhi, these are all, especially the Baisakhi, these are all hardcore Indian harvest festival. Yes. So children, why basically harvesting is celebrated? The reason that harvest is basically celebrated, what could be the reason? Yes. What could be the reason to celebrate harvest? The reason is after the harvest, the whole festival is being celebrated because of a good harvest. Yes. So children, this brings to our end of this chapter. What we have studied? We have studied about the harvesting. Yes, we have detailed discussion about the harvesting process. What is the harvesting process? सारी की सारी जितनी भी मेहनत की है ओके सारी की सारी फल लेकर आती है सब फार्मर्स के लिए, अच्छा क्रॉप मेच्योर होता है, उसे बेसिकली प्रोसेस करके वो उसे क्या कर सकते हैं, सेल आउट कर सकते हैं. दिस इज वॉज द हार्वेस्टिंग प्रोसेस. सो हार्वेस्टिंग कैन बी डन मैनुअली, येस, एंड कैन बी यूज मशीन्स, थ्रेशिंग मशीन्स, विनोइंग मशीन्स, एंड ऑफ कोर्स दे कैन बी सेल्ड आउट. और ये पर्टिकुलर हार्वेस्टिंग इज नॉट दैट मच ईजी, बेसिकली इज बीन सेलिब्रेटेड ऑल थ्रू आउट दी ग्लोबली, यानी स्पेशली इंडिया में हार्वेस्टिंग फेस्टिवल्स बहुत सारे होते हैं जहां हम फार्मर्स के लिए हार्वेस्ट सेलिब्रेट करते हैं, और आने वाले हार्वेस्टिंग एंटिसिपेशन में कि अगले साल का भी जो क्रॉप हो वो बहुत अच्छा ही ज़्यादा ग्रो करे, अच्छा प्रोडक्शन दे, अच्छी यील्ड दे, एंड द फार्मर्स कुड ऑब्टेन बेनिफिट्स, बिकॉज यू नो खाना नहीं होगा तो खाएंगे कैसे, कैसे जिंदा रहेंगे, सिंपल. Okay, so 80% of the population is totally dependent on the harvest. So this is what we have studied. As you know, children, the next topic would be each year almost $60 billion worth of crops are lost due to damage. Imagine, डैमेज की वजह से ड्यूरिंग दिस प्रोसेस एंड ऑल, ऐसा नहीं है कि पूरा का पूरा क्रॉप ही सेल आउट हो जाता है, बहुत सारा क्रॉप जो है वो डैमेज भी हो जाता है, अनहेल्दी है, नहीं ईट कर सकते, सड़ गया, बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रो कर गया, बहुत ज़्यादा मेच्योर हो गया, यस टाइम पे बिका नहीं, टाइम पे हार्वेस्ट नहीं हुआ, तो बहुत सारा क्रॉप जो है वो लॉस्ट भी हो जाता है ड्यू टू डैमेज. यस, दिस इज व्हाट is the Embibe app. You can log in through your phone number and email ID. What you have to do, you have to just select the exam, which is CBSE, go for the grade, which is your 10th CBT, select your language, land on this page, go for the home button, go for the Embibe live classes, and this is the Embibe classes. This is me right now taking your class. Yes, you can go, and what you have to do, you have to just register yourself for the upcoming classes. These are the upcoming classes, as you can see, children. Yes, all the classes have been scheduled, and if you missed any session, you can just watch out. Next we have learn. You can practice, you can test, you can see how much you have achieved through this app. This is one-stop solution for everything. And next we have Embibe Lens app. You can just, what you have to do, you have to just scan the text, see everything in the 3D, it will highlight all the words, and you can just explore his visual learning process. Yes, so please go and download the Embibe app, so explore better. Next we have Telegram channel. You can just log in, you can scan the text, it will basically just scan this and add yourself on the Embibe Telegram channel, so you never miss an update. Until then, please take care, keep imbibing. Bye bye, happy Diwali.
Keep imbibing. We believe in you.